Had you told me today that I would be talking about Dinowrestlers, I would have fucking probably told you that you were full of shit. Well, here we are. We're finally getting... these are supposed to be the predecessors, or the things that come after the Goukis. And these are being played by the same character in the anime. Now, I don't know what these do because I haven't seen the anime effects yet, but I'm expecting these to probably be about as bad. So, Dinowrestlers. The first Link monster is Link 3000. Oh boy. Requires there to be 2 or more Dinowrestler monsters to make it. Okay. So, if this card battles, your opponent cannot activate spell and trap cards until the end of the damage step. So once again, you get my very fantastic Ancient Gear clause that I've kind of come to know and love throughout the years. I'm a little bit indifferent about this for that. Your opponent cannot target other monsters for an attack, so they're always going to be forced to engage with this guy. And then when your opponent's battle phase begins, you can target one attack position monster your opponent controls. During that battle phase, your opponent must declare an attack with that monster, and other monsters they can... Hold on. And the other monsters they cannot attack, or they cannot declare an attack. If they do not declare an attack, the targeted monster is destroyed, and the battle phase ends. So, this is an interesting thing. I haven't seen this before. So it forces you to declare an attack with a certain monster, forcing them to basically take advantage of that, or else you get to spot removal something for free. Okay, I mean, once again, no spells and traps on that end of damage step. Forces your opponent to target other monsters for an attack, and then it forces them to attack this. I guess it's not bad overall. What else are we cooking here? That's just the Link monster. Dinowrestler Capatera. So 1600, alright. If your opponent controls no more monsters than you do, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Send that monster to the graveyard. Holy actual hell. They give them spot removal built in. Okay. If this card is sent to the graveyard as Link material for a Dinowrestler Link monster, you can activate this effect. The Link monster gains 1000 attack until the end of the turn. So, hold up here. You gave me the ability to make my Link 3 4000 attack. As far as I know, we do not have an established Link 2 yet. We will probably get that later on down the line, which isn't a bad thing. But right now, this is a committed normal summon. I'm really hoping these guys get a Goukis rematch-esque card on top of just general revival would make my life better, but so far being able to blink spot removal a monster with a 1600 body. Also seeing that this guy is wind, so it's not bad. This card will probably get better the more archetype support we get for this. I really wish it had the effect to spot summon itself and then spot removal something, but I think at this point I'm just kind of being a little bit too greedy in terms of my wants. You know, we've kind of seen archetypes like this where you need monsters to ensure that they'll continuously be able to summon themselves. This really, I don't think is going to be the case with these guys. But, okay, so far we've got 2 very interesting cards. I don't necessarily like the power-up boost, but I mean, making a 4000 Link monster, especially at some points in the game, can, I guess, kind of win you some games. Alright, Mr. Dinowrestler Caporeptar. We're just going to call him Raptar. 1800 0. God, all these guys have 0 defense. Like, I guess. Okay. So, this attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle. But at the end of the damage step in which this monster is attacked by your opponent's monster, change it to defense mode. Why the fuck would you give it this clause? 1800 is not that big, but I guess there's more. So, during the standby phase, if this card is in defense mode, you can activate this effect. Especially on the one Dinowrestler Caporeptar from your deck. Okay, so this guy cannot be destroyed by battle if he's in attack position. At the end of the damage step, your opponent attacks this, it goes to defense mode. So your opponent's going to double attack over this anyway. I don't know if you guys missed the memo, but in current Yu-Gi-Oh! Your opponent's going to have 5 monsters on the field, and you're not going to be able to really do anything. Also, the fact that this forces him to special summon another copy of himself. I don't know. If I'm reading this correctly, during the standby phase, if this card is in defense mode, you can activate this effect, special summon one of these. I was going to say you could special summon a copy of itself and then another copy of itself, but the effect is restricted to once per turn. So you don't even get like that full abuse, which I guess. But once again, this is another one of those, why? Why'd you have to give it the weird clause of it gets a special summon itself in addition to going to defense mode? Like, this is so trash. Link Monster is still cool, but like, Konami, what were you trying to do here? Alright, so we got two more, I guess, interesting cards. We have a Field Spell, and we have Sistego. Sistego here, if this card is special summoned, you can add one Dino Wrestler monster or one Dino Wrestling from your deck to your hand. So, how am I special summoning this guy? Because I don't... None of these cards have the ability to special summon this at all, because Mr. Capelraptor here has to summon its fucking self. And then during the end phase in which this card is sent to the graveyard, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, target one Draco Wrestler monster in your graveyard, except for this guy, and special summon that monster. Why? Okay. So let's review this again. If I can somehow special summon this guy, he is a Earth Dinosaur. I guess for dinosaur support, this is okay. Shit in one hand, hope in the other, I guess. But you have a lot of commitment that you have to do to these guys, especially for this being level 4 1900 that forces a special summon, or forces it to be special summoned to get to the field spell. I mean, I guess during the end phase you get to revive something, but still, my problem is none of these cards are particularly powerful. It's going to take much more support for these to kind of get off the ground. And then the field spell here, World Dino Wrestling. Whew, you can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn, okay. If you control a Dino Wrestler monster, players cannot attack with more than one monster during each battle phase. Oh, God. Here we go. Why'd you just not include the Kaiser Coliseum text on this? You would have made me feel better. If your Dino World Wrestler monster attacks an opponent's monster, gains 200 attack damage count. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon one Dino Wrestler from your deck. Alright. I respect this effect. But once again, there are like infinite problems with this archetype. The entire game, your opponent's going to have more monsters than you. So going first, you're not really going to get much of a chance here to kind of take advantage of what you want to do, which is fine. I understand that, alright? So number one, this is not a going first deck. We'll say that. Number two, your opponent's going to have some large amount of monsters. Number three, everything that this deck does is not great in terms of competitive play. Now, support later on down the line, Goukis, what made them great was the ability for them to float. These guys just kind of chain into each other and try to force limit your opponent on attacks. The Link Monster is phenomenal for forcing the opponent to engage in one-on-one battles, and forcing your opponent to make committed trades, basically, which I can kind of respect that. That's fucking cool in terms of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Type. But what I'm not liking is the fact that for the beginning support I'm given here, it doesn't seem all that great. But that's just my general 2 cents. I'm sure somebody's going to notify me in the comment section that there will be far more support for this deck, which is fine. I would love to see much more for the Dinowraptors, the Dino Wrestlers. I think it would be fucking cool. But small baby steps in terms of support. The Field Spell is a great start. Link Monster is a great start. But you're going to need a Goukis rematch out here. You're going to have to give them some sort of actual way to revive. More ways special summon from the deck would be always a given. And I'm going to just hit you with the where the fuck is my 1800 Stratos? And where is my Destiny Draw-esque effect? Because we were always trying to draw cards out here. I don't know if you guys missed those things, but there's a general formula to making things actually very good in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! You need some sort of combination of these effects, but where do I go? Or what do I know? So maybe Dinowrestlers will be tier 1. I've been wrong before, but there is a logistics and a theory to my madness. So guys, what do you think about the Dinowrestlers? Please leave a comment down below. I encourage discussion as always, and that's all I got for you guys today. Deucerinos.